But there are three specific factors that are significant in the relationship between Armenia and the NATO alliance. First, when we look at Armenia and NATO, it's about leveraging expertise. It's about Armenia's capacity to prepare for coming challenges and threats. Cybersecurity, for example, is increasingly an important challenge. A second element of our relationship between Armenia and NATO is how Armenia is deepening reform in terms of next generation of reform based on policy, not quantity, where much of the main priority in Armenian defense reform is on military education. It's training not just physically, but mentally, in terms of a stable armed forces. The third element of this Armenian-NATO relationship is on what the German ambassador noted, modernization. But I would also add professionalization, where Armenia, unlike its neighbors, Armenia offers a more predictable, stable, and professional armed service. The second aspect of the Armenian-NATO relationship is also about new opportunities offered to both NATO as well as Armenia. The first opportunity for Armenia is NATO's importance in terms of civilian oversight, democratization, which is especially crucial for Armenia now in this transformation to a parliamentary form of government. Fortunately, Armenia, unlike many post-Soviet countries, has an impressive degree of stable civil-military relations, where the armed forces and the military do not belong in politics. In the Armenian case, we do have a significant advantage over many neighbors. The second key opportunity for Armenia is to further develop the institutional responsibility of parliamentary oversight and parliamentary conduct of defense reform and foreign policy. And most importantly is the final factor in the new opportunity. It gives Armenia more options. More options are what lead to new opportunities and a way to mitigate the risk of over-dependence on any one partner or any one significant area. And the third and final aspect of the Armenian-NATO relationship that's most significant is how Armenia has graduated. Armenia is no longer a consumer of security. It has now become a proud contributor to regional and international security. Peacekeeping deployments to Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, southern Lebanon, most recently, only demonstrate the impressive degree of success and attaining professionalism by the Armenian peacekeeping battalions. For NATO, however, Armenia, I would argue, is more significant. NATO currently faces the ultimate test of its resolve because of the war in Ukraine, but also challenges to the defense of the Baltics and the defense of Poland. In other words, the NATO alliance in terms of credibility and confidence is under challenge and threat. Armenia, as a very reliable contributor and partner for NATO, represents a significant opportunity to strengthen the mission and mandate of the NATO alliance. But I do want to close with what NATO is not, because in many ways, we do need to use the knowledge about Armenia's relationship with NATO, but also realistic expectations of what NATO can give us as well. First of all, NATO for Armenia is about partnership, not membership. This is very important and also prudent in the Armenian security context. To be honest, Armenia is a rare, reliable partner for NATO. In a time when the U.S. commitment to the NATO alliance is under question, and where some NATO members, such as Turkey, are increasingly unreliable and dangerously reckless and unpredictable, Armenia stands out and stands above as a reliable partner. It's also not an anti-Russian effort by Armenia in any way. This is not a zero-sum calculation. In many ways, Armenia, as a partner for NATO, and by virtue of its membership in the Collective Security Treaty Organization, as a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, as a host of a Russian military base, offers a unique example where NATO-Russian confrontation does not necessarily have to translate into Armenia being stranded or isolated in an arena of competition. On the other hand, Armenia offers an opportunity to act as a bridge between two competing sectors and vectors. In many ways, let's be honest, we receive our arms from Russia, but we receive our values and expertise from NATO. We need both. And my third final point, the NATO alliance for Armenia is also not the answer to all of our problems. Shortcomings in democracy, human rights, a lack of good governance are not necessarily something NATO can answer or to do for us. It's a burden and challenge for us within Armenia to make Armenia more democratic and more economically developed. In many ways, NATO and the European Union are important tools, but they're not the answer, nor are they to blame for all of our own shortcomings and failures. But again, this represents an important opportunity where we can broaden our options. Thank you.